Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Just Saying Football with Jack and Sean. I'm your host, Sean Gann, alongside my partner, Jack McNicholas. We're here to bring you news, notes, weekly updates, and game analysis of your favorite teams from around the league. If not have the chance, go check out our website, justsayingfootball.com, and follow us on Instagram at Just Saying No G, WJS for article and video updates. Week 5, Monday Night Football.
Capping off
the week, man. AFC West showdown when the Las Vegas Raiders make their way to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. Chiefs currently favored by this one, no surprise there, -7 over under 51.
How are we feeling
about
the
that?
over? You like the over? I mean, it's a big one.
What was it? They put up 30-something points
against Tampa Bay,
and they let up 20-something points.
I feel like they let up those points only because
Math.
you got Tom Brady on the game script with the big comeback. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Kansas City.
You're telling me that Devontae Adams, Derek Carr, Darren Waller can't get a garbage time?
They're definitely. And Hunter Renfrow apparently is trending towards healthy this week. So Derek Carr is going to have another weapon in primetime. The one thing for me here is primetime Kansas City is a very tough place to play. And then the other thing is, we've been talking about this a little off camera, the Raiders. They're 1-3. We've been talking about how they're 0-3 last week. Then they finally won last week. Their backs have to be up against the wall more than any other team, right?
I mean,
that we had high expectations of, maybe.
Denver, Indianapolis, but I think you're circling the Raiders as a team definitely because new head coach, new GM.
I mean, it's Josh McDaniels. He's a veteran coach. This guy's won Super Bowls. You'd expect that he has game plans like he doesn't blow a 3-possession lead in Arizona. I don't know.
I mean, when you're popping champagne in the third quarter, that's how you know something's not okay. You can't be doing that. You're getting into things like I think small things like that, and I think this offense is still trying to figure out its identity. We all thought Devontae Adams and Derek Carr were just gonna click right off the bat, and yes, they are friends. Yes, they played great together in college, and there's a rapport there. But still, the NFL still takes some time to build that up.
Heck yeah, and even Devontae Adams being as good as he is, like you said, it's about the chemistry.
And also,
I don't know if there's anybody though in the NFL right now who has better chemistry than Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. When you get down to it, we were talking about this week, kind of the outlook of. We're talking about this off camera, just the Chiefs' outlook for their wide receivers because, you got Marquez Valdez-Scantling sitting on the top of, waiver wires. You have Juju Smith-Schuster there. You have, just Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Jerick McKinnon getting involved. I don't know if there's another person out there that gets more of the target share than Travis Kelce out there. And, the Raiders are going to be spreading it out to all their weapons that get high targets. I don't know what the Chiefs are going to be doing, but I know the Chiefs are going to get more creative than the Raiders, and that at home is kind of a nice advantage. Kansas City's not an easy place to play.
No, not at all. One of the things I think that the Raiders need to do, because I had to pull this up, Darren Waller has only eclipsed 50 yards twice this season.
Yeah.
Once against Arizona 2 weeks ago, and once against the Chargers in week 1. And that's when he got 79 yards. He's only found the end zone once. 4 receptions, 6 receptions, 3 receptions, 3 receptions. This is a top-tier tight end not getting the receptions that he deserves and just got paid. And look, Devontae Adams is there. I'm not saying that Waller should be the guy, but they need to spread this ball out more. And maybe they're too focused on Adams and getting the ball to him because there's a big contract.
And we've been talking about how he's been leading in all these target categories, and I'm like, maybe when Hunter Renfrow's back, get him some more receptions, get Darren Waller more receptions. We saw last week they got their win when they got Josh Jacobs involved. So that's who I'm looking to this week as an X factor. If the Raiders are going to win, it is going to be on a big Josh Jacobs game.
Look, 28, 144, and 2 last week on the ground. That's great.
Finally. As a Josh Jacobs fantasy owner, I was very happy. He got his first 30-point game of the year. And Kansas City, if the game script presents it where Kansas City is going up fast like they did last week, right? We saw Tampa Bay in prime time fumble the kickoff, give Kansas City only 20 yards. Kansas City wound up having 14 points within the first 6 minutes of that game.
Yeah, you can't be doing that.
If you have that this week, the output for the Raiders is going to be awesome, but it's also not going to be good for the rest of their season outlook.
Yeah, I think it's definitely sounding, and it's pretty obvious that we're both going to go the Chiefs on this one. There's a lot leaning in their factor. I do want to say, as we're critiquing the Raiders so much, the one loss that the Chiefs came, it was when they were down. In that fourth quarter. they're not able to move the ball effectively down the field to score in a quick couple seconds like they had been able to when Tyreek Hill was around and ended up being an interception. And so I think the only formula here for the Raiders, I think, to try to win this one is to try to maintain a lead and to go into this fourth quarter with a lead. Definitely. If they don't, I just don't see them mounting a comeback. We've already seen a huge defensive turnover by the Spags defense in week 2 against the Chargers when they faced off.
Huge.
And that was despite the offensive struggles that they were kind of having towards the end of that game there. So I think that the only way for this Raiders team to win, and it's going to be really difficult, is you got to get up, and you got to get up early. You can't get down in this 14-0 hole. Yeah. You're midway through the first quarter, and now you're a one-dimensional team that can't rely on the run at all. You want to be able to feed Josh Jacobs. You want to be able to run the ball really well, because that's what Josh McDaniels has always loved to do with the Patriots, is run the ball with this running back by committee, and then have effective passing with the good play-action pass. And that will open up Devontae Adams. But the Raiders, I think, goals to try to win this game. Don't turn over the ball, move it effectively down the field, and you got to score points and get up an early lead.
So, I mean, I feel like we know that Patrick Mahomes, it really runs like through him, as we've been saying nonstop. But if the Raiders do, as you say, come out and they start strong, that's showing me that their mentality has changed for the rest of the season. If they do win this game, a division game on the road, and then they're going to have Kansas City down the line in Vegas. I mean, the Raiders, I'm going to take the Chiefs flat out. Don't get me wrong. I'm definitely taking the over. Raiders, Chiefs, you're always going to be taking the over. These teams, like we said, have a huge amount of weapons. I like the Raiders' defense a lot more, but not enough to stop Patty in Arrowhead. So, I will go with them flat out, but we need to mention the Raiders because where they are right now kind of determines how we're going to be talking about them for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and obviously you begin to wonder, Josh McDaniels, it always feels like
with the Raiders, with the coach. We can't have any more coaches.
The coaching speculations, obviously, I think will just kind of ramp up. Not necessarily on our part. I think you got to give them another year or two at least before you can determine. I mean, look, the Giants rode with the Ben McAdoo for 2 years and Joe Judge for a few years and Shermer for a few years. Sometimes you got to ride.
Bringing up some bad memories now, man.
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with the one and done coaching.
Yeah, no, you should definitely, as a head coach,
we see.
I mean, if you give there are quarterbacks, you give them 4-year contracts, you draft them under a new regime, and then all of a sudden you have it. But I got to tell you, with Andy Reid's like always my X factor in primetime. He always got some cool creative game plans. So I'm expecting
over under on
stuff.
two shovel passes from Mahomes.
Honestly, in prime time, 2 shovel passes, I'll take one. One to Isaiah Pacheco and then one to Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Take that.
I'll go with 3. Both those guys. One more to Clyde because Clyde is a touchdown machine.
Clyde. Was that technically a shovel pass if Mahomes threw it over his head last week? A shovel pass into the end zone?
That was just some backyard football bullshit that he was on, and Tampa Bay did not have an answer, nor did anyone else.
Nobody better at it than him, though.
Absolutely not, and that's why we love him. All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. That is all the time that we have.
Yeah, thank you guys for checking us out. Monday night, Raiders, Chiefs in Arrowhead. Pretty huge. A lot of AFC West implications on the line.
Fantasy implications.
And you can always check us out, justsayingfootball.com for all these cool videos. Just Saying Football on YouTube. Remember to like, subscribe, throw some comments, tell us what you want to see. And enjoy your Monday, and remember to check us out Instagram as well. Just Saying No GWJS.
Enjoy.